What's up everyone, and welcome back to a new video on the 350Z. In this episode we will be going through a lot of new parts that I have, and also fitting the seat, handbrake and steering wheel. I think is what we'll try to focus on for this one. And by fitting I mean fitting, not actually plumbing the handbrake yet, because there's a fair bit of work in plumbing a handbrake in the 350Z. So I think if we can cram the seat, handbrake and steering wheel into this one, it'll be a nice short episode hopefully, depending on how long it takes. But yeah, I'll show you, I've been gathering up some parts and I will show you all of that stuff. And yeah, we must do a bit of unboxing and tell you who we got it from also. So this is some of the parts that I've got. As you can see, just a lot of cardboard boxes. Got a front lip also. I got most of these parts from Paul's Part, a friend of mine in Kerry. He sells, he stocks for Drift Shop in France. So that's where most of these parts came from. Got a hydro, it's a normal, like down by your side handbrake. It's not very good looking, so I might paint it. But I got that from Mike at Group D. I got these bits from Ears Motorsport in Mallow, along with a boss kit and a harness. And also have a seat for the car. It's not a new seat. I have a new seat ordered, but it's not here, so I had to take this from one of my A86s. But yeah, this is just a standard TRS E seat. Recycling some of the old Caribou seat mounts that we have, and also, like I mentioned before, this will have a runner. So this is an OMP, as far as I'm sure, the FAI approved seat runner. So this will be to allow myself drive it, and hopefully all the lads, if I get to try, show them what drifting is all about, and make it all comfy and everything. But yeah, we'll unbox this stuff and I'll show you and talk you through about some of the stuff that I got. So this is all of the stuff unboxed. We have a fair bit of stuff. So we have this, it's a slimline hub adapter, which will allow us to remove the standard ugly steering wheel and fit a new steering wheel. But along with this, we got this nice hub adapter, which will actually bolt on here and then bolt onto your steering wheel, which will make a quick release. So that saves having to weld on a piece onto the column. Also we have a nice 6-point harness, bonnet pins, boot pins, the handbrake, cylinder, and these are a pretty sweet job. These are from Drift Shop. They are, I don't know what they are, but they're camber arms for the front of a 350Z. Yeah, so it's like the cheapest way to get some sort of a modification to the front of the car. Because I'm making like a homemade lock kit of a sort, I'll have to space the wheels out, and to space the wheels out I need to put some camber, so I then can put some more lock. That's why I got camber arms. The rear of the car for now is going to stay stock. When I do lower the car, I will show you the issues that I will have with like the camber and the toe going a bit langers. We'll probably have to get toe and camber arms for the rear, but that's not an issue I'm going to worry about right now. But yeah, thank you again to Paul's Parts, obviously Ears and Group D as well. I pay for all these parts. This is not me as a shout out for sponsorship or anything. But yeah, it's just kind of to show you guys where you can go to get your bits for your own car also. But yeah, now we're going to focus on the seat. I have the rail and the mount on the seat. So now I need to try get them in here. I also forgot to show you that we have these. This is a bolt-in seat rail, all bent and I would presume laser cut. That is for the passenger floor. So the driver's side needs to move, the passenger side needs to be as low as possible and down as far as possible basically. So that's just to make that easier. So yeah, at least we only have to mount the driver's seat hard, and then this one will just bolt in and be done, which is great. this is by far the worst job. Maybe not the worst job in this car, because cutting the back out was the worst job. But mounting a seat is probably one of the worst jobs in a car. So yeah, let's get to it, and hopefully not take too long. To aid us with the seat mounting, we have this Group 4 Fabrications seat rail mount kit, and basically it comes with the two pipes, long enough so you can trim them down to fit them into nearly any car, I would say. And they also come with these notched nut sliders, which make it a little bit easier to mount seats, because the nut slider kind of gives you a little bit of leeway. So as you can see, it's probably just over an inch wide, probably like 30 mil. So that means that when you do mount the bars in the car, once they're level and the seat is like level, when you put in these things, the holes don't have to be 100%, which when it comes to mounting a seat makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, the Group 4 Fabrication stock them, also ears and a couple of other places. So yeah, that's where you can get them. I probably could have made all that stuff, but they're quite cheap, they're pre-made, and yeah, just easy to work with. So that's what we'll be putting in the car. So with a trial fit, as you can see, the seat is up fairly high, but that is kind of roughly where it's going to be. It is quite center right there also, but it looks like I will only have to make one bar, because the front of the rail is actually landing on the original mounting place, you could say. And if that was strong enough to hold the original seat on both sides, it means it'll be strong enough to hold the seat also. So what I will do is drill a hole big enough to put a nut in there, and like put a plate over the nut also, that will be all reinforced and welded, and then just make the back bar. So hopefully it's not too much of a job. And yeah, we're going to just mark this out here now and get the hole drilled, make sure it's square, get the front bolted in, and then it's just a matter of measure the distances between the front bolt on the rail to the back bolt, and then put the bar in square, weld on the tabs, and yeah, hopefully it's not too much of a job, but we'll see how it goes. So as you can see, they are our two front mounting points now. This is some 3mm plate, and I just welded the nuts on the back side of them, unbolted them, and then just drilled a big enough hole in the chassis basically, so the plates will sit down flush. And yeah, that's where it's going to grab the two front points of the seat. And now I just need to try work out the height of the rear, the distance from the front, and get the bar laid in the back. And yeah, this is the not fun part, because this is where it tends to get a little bit more difficult, as the front piece was fairly easy. Podge called, gave me a hand to do that, which is good. But yeah, it's time to get the tape out now, do a bit of measuring, a bit of calculating, and a bit of guessing also. But yeah, as you can see, fairly straightforward. Two front points, rear points, probably won't be that hard, but we'll get it done and show you the process. We have the rear bar tacked in place. Yeah, it was fairly straightforward, to be fair. Once we got the level right, we've laid the seat in to make sure that it's not like rocking, and it's fairly good. Seems to be sitting fairly level in the car also, which is sweet. So I'm going to weld up the bar, weld up the plates, and then going to square off the mount sliding nut things for the rear and weld them on also. And then I'll just do a rough, once the measurements are good, I think I won't actually fit it, I'll just lay it in and show you where it's going to sit. And then I'll hoover out this side of the car, paint all this area here so that part is done, and then we can focus on mounting the handbrake next. But yeah, gonna get to welding now, and hopefully we don't put any holes in the chassis, because I don't like welding chassis of cars because it's very, very light metal. But yeah, we'll give it a go and yeah, see how we get on. That is another night done on the 350. Hopefully some bit of it was useful and show you some sort of a way of mounting a seat in a car. Just before I was going to take it out again, I said I'd give you a quick show you what it looks like in there. It is a little bit too high at the moment, but I have another slot to go down in here and then it should be fairly good. It can also go back probably half an inch, so what I can do is I can actually move where the rail is bolted to the seat mount a small bit, because it won't go forward all the way anyway because of the way the chassis is. So I'll move that way it'll be down lower, it'll go back as far as it possibly can, and then it should be good. But yeah, that's all we're going to do for tonight. Going to try do another little bit tomorrow night hopefully. Yeah, it just depends on how the day goes, how busy we are. It is now almost midnight again. Like I said, this is like my evening project. But yeah, the workshop is a little bit busy at the moment. We have this water damaged E46 in at the moment. I cut and weld E46 hubs for people also, which is something I can offer to people. Obviously, it's not going to have this much lock. I am waiting on new inner track rods so I can fit them to the car and then I can track it and everything. Fion's car has been to the panel beating shop. It has the couple of little dents done, the quarter panels fixed from a couple of slaps. That is ready for its new doors and new body kit, and then it'll be going to get wrapped to look nice and fresh. Again, that car is for sale. If you do want a price in the car or if you're interested, get in touch. I have also been working on Fahey's 180. We have the firewall in, fuel tank is mounted, radiator mounts are done. We also modified the tunnel, done the seat rails, driver and passenger side, and the front space frame bar is done, reinforced. The front tension rod brackets, intercooler is mounted, bonnet pins in the front of the kit is fitted. But yeah, I've also had a couple of other jobs going, so it is fairly busy. And yeah, the place is a little bit of a mess as well, to be honest. I'm looking forward to getting Fahey's car done. Hopefully in the next week. There's not a lot left to do to it. This 46 will be going, but it'll be replaced with another car. So yeah, it's good to be busy, I suppose. But yeah, that is my updates on the 350. Aren't as regular as I'd like them to be, but yeah, we're going to try to get through this list of jobs for this video and then get this out to you guys. But yeah, I will chat to you the next time I'm doing a bit of job. I will chat you the next time I'm doing a bit of work to the car. So it's a new night and the next job on the list is to mount this handbrake in the car. So I've already set in and marked where I want it. So I have a hole marked here and a hole marked back here. So what I'm going to do is same as the plates I made for the seat. I'm going to drill the holes bigger so I can make a full plate that will weld all around the tunnel, which will give it nice good support. Then the nuts will go in, nuts will be welded to the plate, and they should be plenty strong enough to hold the handbrake, and hopefully it won't get pulled out of the car. So yeah, we're going to drill the holes, get a plate made up, and get it all tacked in, lay in the handbrake. I'm going to paint the handbrake also because I don't like the colour. So when I'm painting the plate, no, I'm going to paint the handbrake separate because the plate is going to be the same colour as the car because I'm going to weld it in the car. But yeah, fairly straightforward job this is, especially when the handbrake is like a laying down one. The cylinder mount and the swivel point is back a good bit, like so it's like flat surface basically. But yeah, we're going to get fabricating, make a plate, nothing fancy, and yeah, see how we get on. So a quick job done. There's the plate, four nuts tacked on underneath. On the inside I left a little bit of a lip just for when I'm going welding, and on the other side then it's all shaped to what it needs to be. And yeah, quick job. It's going to sit into these holes and Podge is just going cleaning all the yellow marks, and then we can tack it all together and weld it all up. So that was a quick, easy job, to be fair. Handbrake is now installed. Looks actually pretty good inside there, to be fair. Once the cylinder and everything is on, it'll be fairly sweet. But yeah, fairly happy where that came out. All that's left to do really is the passenger seat and a steering wheel, and then we can paint the rest of the inside of the car, and that is the interior done. But yeah, that's kind of all we're going to do for tonight, I think. It's been... How long did it take us? Half an hour?
Yeah, pretty much.
Half an hour job. I was on the cutting and drilling. Podge done all the cleaning again. Podge gets all the bad jobs. But yeah, it's a nice easy job just to get it mounted. I wish plumbing was as easy with the 350Z, but it's not. Podge actually pointed out a while ago why it's not easy is because 350Zs have ABS from factory, so the cylinder that you press has two outputs basically, and then it goes to an ABS like unit, which like crisscrosses all of the brakes, which means a pain in the ass for putting a hydraulic handbrake in the car. So what I'm probably going to do is run all new brake lines in the car because it's pretty cheap to do it with copper line and a couple of AN fittings. But yeah, I'm happy with where the handbrake is, how it looks. The seat is basically done. All that's left to do is change the steering wheel. But yeah, I think I can paint the inside of the car now, which is sweet. That means I can close the doors, and that's the inside finito. So we are now ready for the next step, which is paint. One thing that I've done, I'm going to show you now, is I put some like gold heat reflective tape on all of the little holes that were in the car, just to prevent some like water and stuff getting in. But yeah, I just done a little bit of a test piece here. Yeah, it's going to look fairly simple, fairly clean when it's all painted. And again, using the Steelit, I think I will only end up using 3 cans. So yeah, it's fairly cheap to get the inside looking smart. Obviously you can just leave it and just touch up the bits that are like raw metal. But yeah, if you want it to look anyway decent, really, you just want to give it all the one color, at least that way it'll look good, and it should stop any like corrosion happening in places, especially on the bits that you've welded in. You want to make sure that they're at least covered. But yeah, we're going to get the painting. I showed you painting in the last episode, so I'm not going to record any of the painting. I'll just show you the end result. But yeah, I don't have any mask and I'm asthmatic, so I'm going to be dying here in a minute. But yeah, let's get the painting. We now have the inside all of the one color. So as you can see, it really tidies it up. The tape is fairly hidden from earlier on. Both sides are done. So yeah, like I said, it's not a very ideal paint job. It's just a quick sand down and just a matter of covering up all of the open areas basically, so it stops it from rusting and just keeps the shell in some way good condition. Also, the handbrake disassembled and rubbed down the frame and the handle. I'm going to just paint that just a satin black, whatever I have here really. The grey isn't for me, but it's going to paint that, let them both dry, get it all bolted back together, get the seat back in, and yeah, then we can change the steering wheel, and then that's the inside complete. So yeah, a bit more painting to do, but this is a really fast job. Like that paint, the paint on the inside of the front half literally took 10 minutes, 15 minutes just to give it one coat. I'll probably give it another coat on like the bare metal parts, just to make sure it's okay. But yeah, other than that, it was a fairly quick, simple job. It's nothing fancy, but yeah, let's continue with the paint work. So as you can see, we have floors now dry both sides, and as you can tell, it does tidy up the inside an awful amount. Seat rail is now bolted in. These guys just bolt to the rail then bolts to our front points and rear points, and yeah, that's all in, ready for the seat to go in. Handbrake bracket is waiting for the handbrake, and yeah, I woke up feeling a little bit under the weather this morning, so excuse the the sniffles basically. But yeah, gonna get the handbrake laid in with the cylinder on it and put the seat in, and then we will do the handbrake. No, put the handbrake in, put the seat in, and then we'll do the steering wheel. And yeah, that should be the inside. Fairly clean, fairly neat, and basically all the essentials that you need in a beginner drift car, because there's not much more to it on the inside. And yeah, I'm looking forward now to see it all hoovered out, cleaned, carpet in the front, nothing in the back. It's kind of it's a cool effect also, that you have still like your road car look at the front, and then it's just drift car from the seats back. But yeah, gonna assemble the handbrake now. That is also painted and dried. Again, the spray boot is not fantastic, but it's now black, which is what I wanted. And yeah, we've got a new OBP cylinder as well to bolt onto it, and then we can get into the car. So gonna do that now, hopefully not scratch the paint too much, and yeah, see how it looks. Now that the seat and handbrake is in, next job is to remove this ugly steering wheel. There was 2 screws up here which I've already removed, and then there is this cover and another cover on the other side, and I presume once I take out them there'll be 2 more screws, and then it might let me take off this piece. Usually when it comes to steering wheels, I just cut a hole and pull out what's in my way and then take it off, but I said I'll take it off the normal way and try to show you how to take it off, but I don't know how to do it, so you're guessing the same as I am right now. Okay, there's a torque there with that cover removed. I presume that once I remove this one and the one on the other side, that'll let the airbag come out of the way, and then there'll be one nut in the middle which should remove the steering wheel. So we got the screws here, and screws on top out, which means that comes out, which is great. We don't need that guy anymore, so goes here, and then just a matter of opening this nut, pull off the steering wheel. Not too sure about all the wiring and stuff, but obviously I won't be using any of it, so yeah, time to pull it off now and put on our basket. So the nut is loose, that comes out, this plug unclips, and there you have it. That's kind of all there is to it. Bit of wire stuck here, and then you can throw that in the bin, and then we're left with our clock spring, which I don't think we need, so I'll probably just remove this also. So to fit the steering basket, it's literally a matter of remove this nut, take off the steering wheel, and then you sit this back on, and it actually has a guide and everything in the clock spring, I realised. So you just lay it on, tighten the nut, and then this is the quick release, and like I said, this is a bolt on quick release, so you don't have to weld it on, and this sits on here and lines up with the holes on the back, and then these front holes line up with the steering wheel. And I happen to have this LZ MFG steering wheel that I got as a gift from Adam when I had to move some merchandise for him. So yeah, if I was to run this with no quick release, it's a little bit too close to my knees and too far away. So with the Boss kit, it brings it back enough. And yeah, it's quite a nice wheel also, to be fair. So that'll tidy up the inside. Time to get this bolted on here, and then this piece bolted to the steering wheel. But yeah, nearly there. So the steering wheel is now fitted. As you can see, the quick release is bolted onto the steering boss, and yeah, fairly happy how it looks. Feels good also, which is the main thing. I did forget that the seat, steering wheel and handbrake is obviously three of the things, but I forgot the harness has to go in as well. So I need to get harness eyes, get them in the car, and then fit the harness. But yeah, that's not a big job, but we do need a harness to go drifting, and yeah, I'll have to get that into it also. But yeah, fairly happy with how the seat came out. Handbrake feels good, and the position of the steering wheel now feels good also. So yeah, makes for a clean look. Like I was saying, carpet in the front and nutty in the back. It's just tidy. At least it's easy work on as well, especially now with all the wiring is tidy as well. But yeah, I don't know if I have a harness eyes. If not, I'll have to go to Group D to get some harness eyes, and then I can fit the harness. But yeah, the seat might have to come out again to put the harness in. But yeah, that's the joys of working on cars. Unfortunately, the harness is definitely next on the list to finish off the inside on the driver's side, and then we need a harness and passenger seat also, and then that's the inside complete. So, like I was saying, I had to put a harness in the car, and I found these things in the toolbox. I have 4 of them, which is all I need for what I'm going doing. So this one, it's much like I done with the plates on the seat. Just going to drill a hole that this nut will fit into, and then I have the hole marked here. I'll sit that down into it flush, and then weld all around this plate on the chassis leg. And I will do the same on both sides, and also down here, this guy here, already screwed into the original seatbelt holder. And then I'll put another one of these backing plates on the inside of the tunnel. But yeah, let's get these holes drilled, both sides, weld on the plates, and then the harnesses will be in and done. So I cleaned these up, rounded the corners a bit, and I drilled a hole, these sit in, gonna weld all around, and that should be plenty strong enough to hold the rear half of the harness. So with the first one tacked in, gonna weld this up and then go on to the other side. So that is everything done for harnesses on both sides of the car. I'll give you a quick look. So yeah, as you can see, harness is laid in. It is hooked on here, hooked on the other side, and underneath here for the buckle. And yeah, the back, I have just got it spray painted, so it's all nice and fresh again. I don't want to hook them on yet because the paint is still a bit wet around the area, so I don't want to hook it on and then like get paint on the straps. But yeah, I think that's more or less the inside of the car complete. Just waiting on a passenger seat, but like I showed you, I have the passenger rail, and then it's a matter of laying it all back in, and then that's the inside kind of done. But yeah, that's another episode on the car. On the next episode, we'll probably be focusing on like plumbing the handbrake, trying to get a bit of extra lock and fitting the coilover, so that'll be a big step forward to get us on the track. But yeah, that's kind of another update for now. So thanks for watching. Let me know what else like you want me to show you guys, what you want more detail of basically, and I'll try get that sorted for you. But yeah, do a like, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.